Hello Web3 TV friends, my name is Ornella Hernandez and today I am live from the World Finance Council in Dubai. I am joined here by one of the attendees, Saloi. How are you today?
Nice, and you?
I'm
Thank
great.
You for the invite.
Yeah, thanks for letting me talk to you. So Saloi, you are the head of institutional partnerships at Tradefinex, which is part of XDC blockchain.
Yes.
So before we get into your role and what you do, tell me why you're here today at this event.
I was today here as a speaker on the first panel discussion to discuss the future of fintech.
Okay, so what did you talk about?
We talked about the new trends, what we're working on, the DeFi platform that we've created for peer-to-peer for the trade finance. So basically, Tradefinex is an ecosystem where we have Web3 DApps being integrated to facilitate the trade finance globally.
Okay, so what would you like the future of fintech and blockchain to look like? How would an ideal world look like for you?
Well, to be more inclusive, for that what we try to do is be more inclusive of MSMEs who are left a little bit on the side when it comes to liquidity on many markets.
Yeah, small and middle enterprises, yeah.
Yes, and so what we are trying to do is bring together lenders and liquidity providers on a DeFi platform, and obviously we're looking into accredited investors to be able to create, first of all, digitize the whole trade. So by creating digital documents on blockchain and also providing with the liquidity with the documentations being created.
Okay, and how did you get into this industry in the first place?
Myself?
Yeah, were you a Bitcoin investor or how did you find out about it?
I was actually, I fell into the rabbit hole in 2020, a little bit earlier actually, 2019, because I'm an economist as a background, and I was looking at ways to hedge the economy.
Okay.
And obviously you look at traditional assets like gold, silver and things like that, but then I kept coming across, words like BTC and things like that. So I was like, but I thought this was a pyramid scheme.
Oh, really?
Because that's how, when you look at the news, it's like very scary. And,
I know.
So I started digging into it, and during lockdown, I was in France at the time, and I had nothing else to do than watch thousands of hours of projects, read white papers, and that's how I fell in the rabbit hole.
Okay.
And I love it. I think it's one area that is very dynamic. There's a lot happening, a lot of startups building, and it's the future. That's what we're here today for.
Definitely, I agree with you. Coming from Web3 TV, I totally believe that crypto is the future. So what would you say to someone, you were talking about scams before, so what would you say to someone who just sees these headlines and believes that anything that has to do with crypto or blockchain is a scam or a fraud?
I think we need to differentiate. Obviously, when you invest, I think as an investor, you need to look into white papers, capitalization, but more than anything, the use case. If there is a real use case, if it's answering a real life problem, that's what we're trying to do, is to fund liquidity for MSMEs who cannot access liquidity. I think when you're really providing with an answer where there is a problem, that can only be successful.
Yeah.
But if you're just producing tokens, releasing them and betting on them, obviously you can be lucky if you're a trader and you get right on time. You can make money, but not all the projects are doing that. So what we're looking into from our side is organic growth. So we work silently with different partners. We want to get involved, regulators. We work closely with regulators, with institutions, because what we're trying to do is to bridge the trade gap, which is at the moment estimated between 2.5 trillion to 5 trillion.
The trading gap?
The trade gap, where people are not getting funding, liquidity for their export-import side.
Okay.
of things. So let's say you are a cocoa producer in Ivory Coast that you want to send your shipment, but you need treasury. Most of the banks will stay away from that because it's too complicated or too risky to do it. So that's where we're bringing a solution.
That's where Tradefinex comes in.
Yeah, we're bringing the solution with XDC Trade Network. So basically you can create your documents and then you can put your documents online and ask for liquidity.
Okay, tell me a little bit more about who else you partner with and any projects that you're working on.
Well, we're working closely with, as I said, regulators. So we're working with, for instance, the ICC, we're working with WTO, we are looking into the banks, the partners who are going to be bringing, for instance, invoice factoring, invoice discounting. We've done recently a pilot with Zeus and Invoice Mate.
Animal Zoo?
No, Zeus, the project.
Okay.
The project. It's actually they are Web3 as well, and so we're partnering with different. I would say partners to actually serve the industry this way. So they can bring lenders who need liquidity and they would do the KYC and verify the documents and everything on their side, or we can go through our own, we have a custodian for the trade documents and funding the trades.
Okay, and since you guys are working closely on XDC blockchain, how does that differentiate from other blockchains out there?
Well, the difference here is we have focused on a very niche side, which is trade finance.
Okay.
So a lot of the projects who are on other blockchains are actually interested in moving to our side because we are building an ecosystem that they can interact with easily and they can use directly. But we are also EVM compatible, so anyone who's built on a different other blockchain can actually use or go through our blockchain by either a cross-chain application or using API.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what else are you excited about for this coming year, 2024? Any predictions that you have? Anything that you want to see more of, less of in the industry?
I think it's regulation.
More regulation?
Regulation, but not a limiting regulation. Something that will foster innovation and facilitate, trade and digitization, and also enable banks and other institutions to be on, for instance, work with us without having to go through loads of compliance. Because a lot of them want to do so, but they have these compliance rules. And I think also what we want to see is this trade gap being addressed. And so we are having a very good response from the industry, from the pilots we've had. People want to scale up. So we're confident that this year is going to be very good, and I think even for the crypto market in general.
A bull market's coming.
Exactly.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
That was Saloi, the head of partnerships at Tradefinex. Please stay tuned for more live interviews coming out of the World Finance Council today.